Can you bring the PS5 with me? With my PS4 with me? You're mean.
All right, ladies and gents, we are both here. It is time. Welcome back to another Dom and Gonz Sports Talk pregame show playoff edition. I'm Dom. That's Gonz. How you feeling, man? On this cold, wintry Friday.
It's a snow day, the second one in the week. I can't be happier. I'm geared up for tomorrow. It's finally time for playoff football in Baltimore. It's time, ladies and gentlemen, and I can't wait. I'm sure you guys can't either. I can't wait to break this down. Dom, let's go ahead and jump right into it.
All right, let's get right in. We all know who we're facing. We all know who we're getting ready for. Texans. Ravens versus Texans, divisional round game set for 4:30 p.m. tomorrow. I say before we even get into the nit and gritty of what we both think we're getting into this game, Gonz, who's in, who's out going into this one?
Well, we have some breaking news from this morning that Mark Andrews is not expected to play, even though he became a full participant on Thursday and practiced other 2 days as well. Marlon Humphrey has still not returned to practice, and he is out for the game. Take it how you want it. I think we'll be all right without him because Brandon Stevens is back. Everyone else is back in the secondary. Kyle Hamilton's not even on the injury report. I'm assuming he's going to just be out there fully good to go, and that'll be great. There are a couple more things to look out for. Zay Flowers practiced this week, and he is good to go. There was a couple others that will not play. Tyler Wallace, he's out with a knee injury, but we activated Devin Duvernay, and he will resume his punt return duties. We'll see how he does, though, because I really enjoyed Tyler Wallace. He provided a little bit of a spark back there that we weren't seeing from Devin Duvernay. It looked like Duvernay was hurt, dealing with something. So, especially when they got chased down in Tennessee from behind and didn't get a touchdown. I know you guys remember that in the London game. So we'll see if he looks any faster, any quicker, because that's something he's kind of lacked over the past couple seasons, I thought. So we'll see. So it's good we have a punt returner to fill in for Tyler Wallace. Who else is on the list? I'm doing this from memory because I don't have listed.
So for us, Andrews, we know, like you said today, he is out. Duvernay is questionable, like you said. Marlowe is out. Wallace is out. Ardarius Washington, who recently was just activated for his practice window, he is questionable for this game. But he's been practicing fully after recovering from that pectoral.
Odafe Oweh should be coming back too.
Yes, he was a full participant for Wednesday and Thursday, and he has no designation, so he should be good to go.
Clowney I remember Clowney was missing practice Thursday. People were a little nervous.
Yes,
so that's just an illness. He's back.
He didn't practice. He's ready. Wednesday, and he had a full practice on Thursday, and he has no designation, so he should be good to go.
Real quick though, the Ravens also made a roster move this week when they released Melvin Gordon and they signed Dalvin Cook to the active roster, the 53-man roster, and he is going to play tomorrow at 4:30. So that's cool. Like I said, I've never been a Melvin Gordon fan. He's lost the most fumbles from a non-quarterback player since 2015, and he lost another one in his only game action against the Steelers. So let's see what Dalvin's got.
Yeah.
But honestly, this team is relatively healthy for the most part, aside from Marlon Humphrey. And obviously Mark Andrews isn't coming back, but we weren't expecting him to come back. So that's pretty much of a shock. Yeah. But this defense is relatively healthy. Offense is as well. So we'll see how they go. On the Texan side of things, there was a slew of people that missed practice time this week. But if you look at their final game report, I don't know, can you see it, Dom?
Yeah, I have it in front of me right here.
They're all going to play. I mean, the only person that's not going to play is Jerry Hughes. He missed last week as well. Will Anderson, he was dinged up a little bit. Good to go. Not even a designation. Their rookie linebacker.
That might be something to take advantage of, though, because looking at the injury report for Anderson, he didn't practice Wednesday, and he was only limited Thursday, so he hasn't even had a full practice all week. Not saying that, obviously he has no designation, like you said, so he is going to play, but could be one of those situations like they did last week where they kind of switch him in and out of the rotations. So we'll see how that goes.
Wide receiver, they're banged up as well. Losing Noah Brown to injured reserve, and now they have only a couple healthy receivers left, and that's going to be Nico Collins. Robert Woods is there, but he's dealing with an injury. He's limited this week. John Mechie's going to get a lot of snaps. So the Texans are thin at wideout. So that's something that could bode well for us as well. So all we really need to do is lock up what's his name, Nico Collins, and make someone else beat us. I know they have two decent tight ends, Dalton Schultz and somebody else that I can't think of right now, who they can make plays in the passing game as well. So we need to be prepared for that, but don't let Nico Collins go crazy because that's been one of Stroud's favorite targets. So we'll see how the Ravens handle that. Mike McDonald hopefully has a good game plan for this. And a couple other injuries on their side of things. I think there was more defensive backs with injuries, but all of those people, their injury list is long in summary. Dom can point out more people in a second if needed. But point is, with the Texans, they're all bruised, but mostly all their guys are going to be out there. But they'll probably just be dealing with something on their own. So that's something to keep an eye out. Both teams on the mend of injuries, but definitely the Texans have a longer report. But the Ravens may have a little bit more meaningful injuries as opposed to the Texans without the report. So see how it goes.
Yeah, for sure. Nothing really on this list that you didn't cover that I felt like really need to be covered. Nico didn't practice yesterday. I think that was just a rest day for him. But other than that, it looks like he'll be good to go for Saturday. They're relatively healthy. Like you said, their only position they're probably thin at is wideout. Nico will be their leading guy, and John Mechie will probably go to 2. I know they've elevated, I think, 2 guys for their practice squad for this game, so we'll see how that plays out. But then you got Dalton Schultz too, so we'll see how that goes. But that's basically all the injuries in a nutshell. All right, time to get to the meat and potatoes of this, and that's figuring out what are the Ravens' key to success in this game against this Houston Texans team. Guys, you want to start it off? You want me to kick it off?
Well, I'm going to start with the general things. If you want me to start, that's fine. I'll start with the bigger picture. I was listening to a lot of Ravens media this past week, and I listened to Good Morning Football. I listened to The Lounge on BaltimoreRavens.com. Ryan Mink and Kyle Brandt off of GMFB said the same thing about the Ravens' past woes in the playoffs, about the similarities. How many points have the Ravens scored in the first quarters of all their playoff games with Lamar Jackson? Don, do you know by chance?
No, it's on my head. No.
Take a guess if you want.
So how many points did they score in the first quarter in all Lamar Jackson's playoff games?
Yeah.
I don't think it's many, right? I don't think it's that many points. It is like, what, 7 or 10?
Zero. They have not scored a single point in 4 quarters of football. So that's the first quarter in all 4 games combined. They haven't scored a single point. They have been down many different times. 6-0 against the Chargers, 7-0 against the Titans, 10-0 against the Titans again, even though they came back and won. And then in their other playoff game with him, can't remember, it was like 3-0 against the Bills. So this team needs to start fast. We don't want to bury ourselves into a hole. Let's start fast. Let's set the tone on offense. Let's go down and score on our first drive, something we've done pretty good at times this year. Or it doesn't even have to be first drive. Get some points in the first quarter and establish a sort of a rhythm going forward. Don't let the other team set the pace for the game. Let us set the pace for the game. So let's get this run game going. Let's get this pass game going. Honestly, probably the pass game before the run. 'Cause that's kind of like how we've been this year. We've always started out throwing and then opened up the run. So whatever you need to do, Todd Monken, just get this team off to a fast start. I'm tired of the slow starts. They absolutely kill us in the end. Let's be the team that sets the tone and starts fast. That's my key to the game on offense. My second key to the game is taking care of the football. That is something that we also have struggled with in our playoff games. Absolutely back-breaking turnovers on the offensive side of the ball that just give the other team so much momentum, or even the game sometimes. I mean, the last time Lamar was in the playoffs, divisional round, pick 6, and that iced the game pretty much against the Bills. The Tennessee Titans, fumbles, interceptions, just too much negative things. All right? Take care of the football and start fast, and you should be good to go on the offensive side of the ball, in my opinion. Everything should come. Okay? Even if it's just a field goal, get some points in the first quarter, right? Like, that's what we need to be focused on. Taking care of the football, starting fast, and play your assignments. Bill Belichick, do your job like we know you can, and you'll be good to go. This team is great. This team is the best in the league. They just got to play like it. And that's going to be the struggle. I hope the rest over rust type of thing doesn't exist. I know they know how it feels, so there is no excuses for us to stumble out of the gate. None. You've got to be ready to go at 4:30 p.m. on Saturday. You've got to be good to go. That's all I got to say for offense. Honestly, you could translate that to the whole team. Start fast. Be fast on defense. Make your plays. Do your job. Play your assignments. Play like you're the number 1 seed. And don't let the rust factor creep in, or the mental factor of that either, because I know they're hearing about it. They've heard about it for death. 2019. They've heard it to death. It's 2023. You know how it feels to struggle. Now get the job done. Come out firing. Come out aggressive. Come out swinging, and we'll win this game.
Okay. I mean, it's kind of hard to follow that because you kind of hard to follow that. I can't disagree with anything you're saying. Only thing I will probably add to that point is that I feel like there's one guy right now on this team who will be a key factor in this divisional game, and that's Isaiah Likely. I say likely because it looks like the Texans have been big on allowing tight ends to have big games. And, like, for example, Joku almost went for 100 on them, even in a loss, but he almost went for 100 on them. I mean, I feel like Likely will be a key factor in this game. Get Likely the ball as much as possible. I mean, because he's been cooking, and this is definitely the time for him to cook in the playoffs. Accuracy-wise, I feel like Lamar's been very, very accurate in these past couple of games. Of course, there's always going to be the miscues, but so for this last stretch of the gauntlet has been very there's been some of the most accurate I've seen Lamar. He's been precise. He's been patient in the pocket. He's been able to get out of trouble when he needs to. And this is why we keep saying that this is why 2019 shouldn't even be a factor. And that's the argument towards Lamar's lack of playoff success. I mean, is that on him too? Yes, he didn't make great plays. But I mean, you have to take 2019 out of it because this team right here is not the 2019 team. We have not only do we have a whole different team, this is a whole different coaching scheme. This is a whole different mentality than we had 4 years ago. This is not the same team. So when you look at this team right now, when you look at the personnel that we have, when you look at Lamar Jackson playing lights out right now in all phases of the ball, whether he's running it, whether he's passing it, holding on to the ball, this is not the same. So you are absolutely right. We need to make sure we all holding on to the ball, but we haven't had that problem. So I'm going to knock on wood that we don't have that problem on Saturday. Yeah, so we should be good. But offensively, I mean, key in Isaiah Likely, and don't be afraid to utilize all 3 of our running backs. I mean, we have 3 guys who are very, very good at what they do. Gus has been probably one of his best years, double-digit touchdowns. I don't care if most of them are on the goal line. Dang it, it's double-digit touchdowns. Justice Hill, not only proving that he's good in the run game as our elusive back, but he's been great in the pass game, like catching passes out of the backfield. And Dalvin is a good combination of elusivity and pass catching as well. So that's two elusive backs with pass catching ability, and we have a power back that we can use at our disposal by any means necessary, however we want to use them. Do not be afraid. We can rotate, keep them fresh. So, like, and with Duvernay coming back, Justice Hill probably won't do as much special teams. I mean, they'll probably still incorporate him anyway, because I feel like he's still pretty good at it. So they'll probably still keep him in for some plays, but keep him fresh. Utilize our guys. Like, we have playmakers out there. One person that I want to see step up, Rashad Bateman. He has been playing with a lot of confidence during this gauntlet. I'm not saying he needs to step up as in like, but he's like somebody I want to see get involved more, I should say. Like somebody I want to see schemed more, and somebody I want to see catching the ball a lot more. Because I promise you right now, you get Rashad Bateman going, and he's catching on top of Zay doing what he's doing with, like, it's going to be a problem. Like, it's going to be a legitimate problem. This Texans defense got after Flacco in that game, in that first game. And the difference between Flacco and Lamar is like 27 and Flacco is like pushing 40. So Flacco's a statue back there. It's not going to be that easy to tackle Lamar in the backfield. I'm sorry. It's not happening. You think you got him, and then he's like, whoop, it's like you thought. Like, it's not happening. So Will Anderson, they have some guys who will get at you, but like I said, Lamar, he plays tag out there. So it's going to be hard to bring him down. And he's been making really good decisions on when to escape the pocket. So you have to give credit to him in that too. This Texans defense is young and tough. We got some old guys on that offensive line who have to be able to hold too, because Will Anderson will try to get at him. It's not going to be a pretty day back there. So offensive line, you've been playing good to this stretch of the season. We need you, Ronnie Stanley. We need you, Morgan Moses. We need you guys out there for these stretch of games, because it's not going to get easy. For the pass rush is going to get more relentless as this goes on. But yeah, other than that, offensively, I just say, like I said, get Isaiah Likely going early, get Rashad Bateman involved. Don't get our main, like OBJ and Zay will get theirs. That was fine. Like, we're going to run the ball. That's fine. But I just want to make sure we're utilizing all of our weapons, because we have them. Like, this is the first time we can say we have them. So let's use them all to the best of our ability, and we should be okay. No turnovers, please. Don't give the Texans that prove you give them multiple opportunities with the ball, they're going to score. So don't give them too many opportunities to stay in the game. Hit them fast, hit them hard, keep your foot on their neck, and you should be fine.
Let me say one more thing before we switch over to defense. We need the continued production of the offensive line. We need to keep the pass protection going. It's been pretty good.
Yeah.
They've done pretty good as of late. But again, don't be rusty. Be confident in yourself. They've got decent pass rushers, Jonathan Grenard and Will Anderson on the other side. Ronnie Stanley, I need you to keep it going. Same for you, Morgan Moses. Tyler Linderbaum, keep that middle set. Who do they have? Jonathan Hankins up in the middle. So we need to make sure that we're on top of it in the pass protection and just blocking in general. And that will turn the tide as well. So that's probably going to be my third key to the game, and that's controlling the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, honestly. Don't let Stroud be comfortable, and you want to keep Lamar comfortable on the offensive side. So control the line of scrimmage, don't turn the ball over, and start out fast, and we should be good.
Yeah, we should be good. I mean, this is all easier said than done. We're just talking about it. They have to execute and do it. But I mean, for the most part, I mean, those are pretty much the keys. Just hold on to the ball, control the line of scrimmage, control the clock, control that clock, because, again, these guys have shown they have rapid fire ability to get down the field. I mean, we saw it against a stout Browns defense. So, yeah, just hold on to the clock, and we should be good.
The Browns, although they moved the ball well.
Yeah,
on the Texans.
Yeah, they did. They moved the ball.
You know
well.
What turned that game was the interceptions.
Yeah,
so
Flacco being Flacco
I feel like
at the end of the day,
we can move the ball in this Texans defense. It's actually the scoring part and the taking care of the football part. That's what we got to do.
Yeah,
like score the points, take care of the ball, and you're fine. I think.
Yeah,
they're not that great, and they're okay on defense, but they're not a crazy defense. Like, I mean, I feel like their scariest part is probably their pass rush, and Derek Stingley Jr. and Jonathan
Jalen Petre's been pretty
Petrie.
good too.
Yeah, Petrie. But their middle linebackers, like you said, I love how you brought up Isaiah Likely. They give up a lot over the middle. So this is a great chance for Isaiah Likely to get some post routes over the middle, get tough catches, chain movers, get Zay open in the slot over the middle, crossing routes. This is an opportunity to expose that. So I love how you brought that up. I agree with you with the Isaiah Likely thing. He could be
going early.
He could be like a player of the game potentially. Like a breakout player of the game for the Ravens.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm confident on our offense this time around.
Yeah, I am too. Like I said, this is a different mentality team. Lamar's a lot more confident. I mean, I'm not saying he ever lacked confidence, but I feel like he has way more confidence in him and his team now than he did years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a different ball game. Now we switch over to the defensive side of the ball. I'll kick this one off here. I think it's pretty simple. Limit these big plays. And when I say that, I mean Nico Collins. First of all, let's give credit where credit is due. This Texans team, at all phases, has been spectacular. Like, they've been able to move the ball at will. C.J. Stroud has been poised in the pocket, even with pressure in his face. And, he's able to deliver passes at an extremely great rate. You have to give credit where credit is due in that regard. Even against, like I said, a great pass rush on that Cleveland Browns team. Like, I don't even think he was sacked once. I think he had pressure. I think he was pressured, but I don't even think he was sacked. You got Myles Garrett on that line. That's insanity to me. But I mean, I feel as though, the one thing that I feel like the Texans might not have going is the run game. Now, they're really heavy on their pass game, but their run game, I mean, it's not like they don't utilize it, but I don't know if it's fully there. Singletary had a decent game against the Browns, 13 carries, 66 yards, 1 touchdown. So he was utilized. But my thing is run defense. I just don't want, obviously, I feel like one of our weaknesses this year that was kind of exposed was our run defense. Like, it wasn't really that stout. And I think we were ranked like bottom 20 in run defense this year in the regular season. So we have to make sure that defensive line has to hold tight, because obviously DeMeco Ryans he's a defensive-minded coach. So obviously one of those things that he's going to analyze is, what is our defense doing? Like, obviously it's going to be Mike McDonald, who is also a very great defensive coach. Please do not take our coach. Other teams, leave him be. Who's going to, DeMeco is probably in McDonald's head watching film, like, okay, what is the team doing? He's a defensive-minded coach. So he's going to learn, he's going to know what we're doing, who we're dropping back, what blitzes we're trying to disguise, the zones, like all that. So I feel as though maybe they switch up their game plan, try to run it a little bit more. In that case, defensive line, we need to remain stout. Matabike, Travis Jones, Roderick Washington, Michael Pierce, whoever we throw in that middle, who's ever in that middle, you need to hold tight. Okay, don't let Singletary get going early. Don't let him get going late. Don't let him get going at all. Let's hold him to minimal gains. Okay, let's start. That's the one thing. Let's not have our run D exposed. Secondly, Nico Collins. We mentioned his name a couple of times now. No big plays down the field for Nico. And what I mean by that is, Nico was having a field day on that Browns team last game. Like, he was having a great game. So 6 catches, 96 yards, 1 touchdown. Breakout season for Collins. We need to minimize those plays over the middle. You talked about how we can expose over the middle. We cannot have our over the middle exposed, okay? Because a lot of teams attack over the middle for us, and I noticed that in the Niners game more than any, because George Kittle was splitting us apart over the middle. So we need to make sure we're covering that. Roquan and Patrick Queen should be all right in that. I'm sure they've probably gone over that multiple times during training this week. So let's watch out for Nico Collins. My thing about CJ is, even though he's a rookie quarterback, even though this is his first playoff game, he's been so poised, as I mentioned earlier. Like, he's been very poised. He doesn't really he doesn't seem rattled easily. And for week 1, when we were able to hold him to 9 points, which, I mean, yeah, that was CJ's first game. But he's not as easily rattled as he was weeks ago. which you have to give credit to that and D'Amico for, having him settle in, or for having him settle in at this time, because now this is the best time to do it. It's playoff time. So try to get back there. Clowney, Van Noy, have our edge away, whoever we're rushing, get back there on those guys. And we just have to get pressure on him. We have to try to get a sack on him. Get back there, try to make him uncomfortable as possible. I've seen a lot of dip and dunks from him too. They like to throw to the flats and the hooks and all that jazz. They like short stuff too. So we have to make sure we're getting there, because if we don't, that's going to get open, and that small game can turn into a big game real quick. So my key is very much simple. Don't allow Singletary to expose us in the run game. Get pressure on Stroud, and try to limit Nico Collins as much as possible. And I feel like those are three good aspects that will help us win this one.
Control the line of scrimmage, make your tackles in the run game, and keep everything in front of you. Those are mine. Like you said, I love it. Don't let Nico Collins take the top off. I think our safeties will do a better job than Cleveland's, because we are at home this time. And I know we played the Texans in week 1, but both teams are way different now than they were. C.J. Stroud is 18 games of experience now. Well, he did miss a couple from injuries, but it doesn't matter. He got a full season under his belt. The Ravens' defense has come a long way as well. I mean, they've piled up sacks. They lead the league in turnovers. They lead the league in sacks, and they lead the league in scoring, which are the best 3 factors you can have. Who cares about yards? The Browns led in yards, and you saw what happened to them. Scoring, turnovers, and the other thing I just said, forgot. That's what
controlling the line of scrimmage.
That's what we need to do. Oh, sacks, yes. That's what we need to do against the Texans. Bend but don't break defense. If they move, it's not the end of the world. Hold them to a field goal, or get a takeaway, get a sack and knock them out of field goal range. Yards don't win you games. Points win you games. So if we can continue our good stretch of scoring defense, stopping people in the red zone, that'll go big well for us. Get some turnovers, dominate the line of scrimmage, and I don't see us losing. I don't.
Yeah.
And Texans play in a dome. And when they played us in week 1, it was a hot, sunny afternoon on September the 12th. We are now in January 20th. It's going to be in the teens. The high is supposed to be 23, but we don't play till 4:30, so it's probably going to be below 20 with wind chill. So good luck for a dome Texas team. I think that bodes to our advantage as well, the weather.
Yeah.
So just do those 3 things. Get some takeaways, pressure Stroud by controlling the line of scrimmage, make your tackles in the run game. I mean, that also falls under line of scrimmage. And scoring defense, and we should be okay.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I think
and you said everything right. I nothing else I don't disagree with anything you said, but now I think it's time to go to the intangibles. You can't lose this game, Ravens. You can't lose this game. This is it. If they somehow lose, there's going to be an uproar. And a lot of questions are going to be about this Ravens team and coaching staff heading into the offseason. It's going to be a long offseason if we don't get this win. We have to be prepared for this one, okay? We cannot take another first-round exit after being the number 1 seed. Everything's lined up for us. We've got all our guys back. There's no Derrick Henry. You've got a rookie quarterback, albeit a very good rookie quarterback, but nonetheless a rookie quarterback only making his 2nd start ever in the playoffs, coming into your stadium. This is an opportunity that you need to seize and continue your championship run. You can't lose this game. You absolutely can't. I think they're going to be ready, but that's the thing. You have to be prepared. I mean, it's too late now to go back and do anything because the game's tomorrow. So I hope they use their time wisely, and I really hope they got a good game plan out and they're fired up to come out swinging. I can't say this enough about starting fast. You cannot come out sleepwalking. You have to attack because the Texans are going to be ready. They just played the Browns. They are going to be set. You cannot sleepwalk because you'll be down 17-20-0 if you do. You've got to be ready. So we'll see how this team responds. We'll see if they really learned from their past mistakes. But in my opinion, this is a must-win.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, yeah.
You can't lose.
I mean, yeah. The Ravens have a chance to do something that's never been done in the history of our team, and that's lead our team to this Ravens team. I mean, in particular, can lead us to a home AFC Championship game, something that has not been done in Ravens history. This would be the first, if we win this game, this would be the first ever at home Baltimore AFC Championship game. I know they probably have that in the back of their minds. I know that they have. I mean, you talk about pressure, and you talk about everything that's on their backs right now. And I mean, yeah, it's a lot of pressure because it's win or go home. Like, it's one and done. Like, if you lose, you're out. Like, it's not. You don't have any room for errors. There's no time for mistakes in these types of football games. I think that's probably why people love football so much, because in this time frame, it is literally win or go home, and like you have to be perfect in order to get to the championship. But you have Lamar speaks adamantly about not really just wanting to win it. He needs to win the Super Bowl. Like that's something that he's been chasing for years. He's been injured for 2. Like, so he couldn't even be there for his guys to even try to go capture it. So that hurts. And then now you're back. You're back. You played a spectacular season. You are still proving that you're still a top quarterback, if not the top quarterback in this league. And now you have an opportunity. You get your team to the 1 seed, and now you have an opportunity to take down the Texans at home to get to the AFC Championship game against the Bills or the Chiefs, whoever we face. I mean, talk about pressure, right? Pressure.
You don't even want to think about all that right now. Your focus should be on this.
It's on this game.
Screw the AFC Championship.
My main point is
this is your Super Bowl.
My main point is, I agree, but my main point is that they talk about how locked in they are. They talk about how in tune they are with each other. They talk about how they know what time it is. And I think that's what differs from 4 years ago. Because that's all these media shows and all they bring up. They bring up Lamar's playoff record. They bring up his 2019, how we were 14-3, got there, got bounced. We get it. It happened. That's cool. But that was then, and this is now. This is a completely different mindset. And I think that the Ravens are going to come in and they're going to know it is go time. It is no time to slouch. It's no time to play. It is not time to – they haven't been – I mean, they've been practicing all week. They didn't even take the week off. They've been practicing. They've been getting ready. And Harbaugh said pretty much as soon as the Texans won, they were already studying them. Like, even though this, like, even with if the Steelers would have won anyway, they had already started studying the Texans. They were already getting ready. So, I mean, I think, like you said, this is obviously this is a must-win game. But I think that, the way that this team is playing with Roquan as that leader, that vocal leader to hype them up when needed, I think they have the chance to do it. And I think they will do it. It's going to be a close one. Nothing about this is going to be easy. The Texans are not just going to hand this to us, obviously. But I think that we could pull this off, and I think that I think we can go to the AFC Championship. I think they can do it, and I think they're going to do it.
I like how you said that this team is all business as opposed to 2019. That was the point I was going to make, so I'm glad you beat me to it. That was a party team. Like, they blew everybody out. They were dancing on the sidelines. They were hyping each other up. This team is focused. Like, there's not too much celebrating. I mean, yeah, they have a little bit of celebration right after, but they know what the bigger goal is. So that's optimism about how this team's going to handle this situation as opposed to 2019. So I think they're going to get it done. I do. I'm just saying you got to do it. You can't lose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I want to bring up too, before we get to like score predictions and all that jazz, whatever happens to this Houston Texans team, I feel as though you guys have nothing to be ashamed of as far as how this season has gone. I mean, you have like to D'Amico Ryan, to CJ Stroud, to that whole team over there, like you guys have been playing absolutely very well. And even though you guys are our opponents on Saturday, and I hope that we absolutely destroy you, I have to give credit where credit is due to a squad that nobody wanted any part of, nobody had wanted anything to do with after the Deshaun Watson cheese. But you turned that Deshaun Watson situation into a situation that people are actually going to want to be a part of. You have a coach that is breeding a culture that people can get into. You have a young quarterback that players want to play with and is leading this team. Like, this team will be good for years to come. And it's just that you love to see stuff like this because from the Texans turning it around after, again, being absolutely abysmal and having all that drama attached to them, you have to, like, Nico Collins breakout year. Like, and Lord, when Tank Dell gets back, when Tank Dell comes back with Nico Collins next year, pray. Like, AFC South, just pray at this point because that team is going to be a problem when Tank Dell gets back. Just wait on that. But, like, I just have to give credit to this Texans team because nobody thought they would get this far. And boy, did they get far. So no matter what happens, Texans, you guys have nothing to be ashamed of. Texans fans are probably proud of you guys for everything you've accomplished. So good job on that. But on the other note, y'all run into a brick wall now. It ain't sweet on this side. It ain't sweet in Baltimore, bro. It is not like, as much as I respect y'all, it ain't sweet over here. I'm sorry. Respect to the opponent. But we have to get it done.
We have to.
And I'm sorry that we have to go. I'm sorry we have to go through y'all to do it. But
they're
it just
playing
has
with
to be
house
done.
money, though. That's the problem. That's scary because they're not supposed to be here.
Right.
Here they
no,
are.
Exactly.
So we got
they're not
to slam the door in their face. And this is our championship run. Everyone needs to get out of the way. So we got to do it.
Yeah.
We got to do it.
Yeah, man. We do. All right. It's time. Score predictions. Gonz, what do you got, man? How's this game?
I'm going to say 24-17. It's going to be tough, but I think we're going to pull it out, scoring just enough points to win. I think Lamar can get 1 or 2 touchdowns. I think Gus will get 1. And I think our defense will do just enough to win. I'm sure CJ Stroud will get his yards and a couple scores, but I think we can pull it out. A gritty 24-17 victory, send us to the AFC Championship.
Okay. I don't feel like your score is really not too far from mine. I also have this being a close one. I got us winning 27-20. We're gonna need. I feel like we're gonna need Tucker a couple of times to put this one away. Like you said, I know Gus will probably get in there. Shoot, can we get a Rashad Bateman touchdown? I would like that. I like seeing Bateman win. I don't know if it's
I don't care. Let's just get a win. I don't care if it's 9-6.
Yeah,
just win.
I agree. But I just like seeing Bateman just like get his catches. It's always fun to see. But
we're in the playoffs now. I don't care how you win them. There's no style points.
Yeah, just
I'll
win the game.
3-0. I don't care. Just get a win.
Just get a win. But yeah, I have us winning 27-20 in a close one. It's going to come down to the defense holding their own and Lamar, again, being precise enough to put that nail, which should be the final piece, I should say, to end the game. So I got us winning 27-20. What do you guys think? How do the Ravens pull this off? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Gonz, any final thoughts?
Just please win. I'm going to be sitting there tomorrow in the cold. I can't wait.
Yeah,
it's not going to feel cold.
Yeah, I got to work tomorrow for the game because I'm like partially covering the game. So
what?
Yeah. I got to work it.
Well, I guess that answers the question if we're going to do an instant reaction tomorrow night.
Yeah.
But
well, I mean, I get off I'm done when the game's over, so I'll be heading straight home after that. So I mean, it won't have to be an instant reaction, but we can still probably react that same night either way. Okay. So I'm still good to do it whenever.
All right. But yeah, please just do it. I'm going to be there. It's going to be cold. Going to get a couple beers. I'll be all right. Now, Ravens, come to play, and let's make
Bring
this a
up,
match.
make sure you get the hand warmers, get some
Oh,
warmers for
I've
your
got
feet, man. It's gonna
my
be cold
Columbia.
out there.
I'm good.
All right.
I'll be fine. I'm gonna wear
Okay.
double pants. I'll be perfect. I ain't
All right.
worried about the cold. I'm worried about the game.
You hear that, Ravens? You hear your fans? They said they don't care about the cold. They want the win. Get the win, please.
The Texans could be worried about the cold, though. We'll see.
That is true. That is true. All right, guys. You heard it here first. 24-17 for Gonz, 27-20 for your boy Dom. Let us know what you guys think. What's this final score going to be? Who's going to pull it out? Who's going to the AFC Championship next weekend? Let us know your thoughts down below. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, send it to your mama, your daddy, your kids, all that jazz. Thank you for following along with us during this Ravens season. It's definitely be a season for the books. Let's hope it continues into next weekend. We'll be back to bring you guys our live reactions. Well, not our live reactions, but we'll be back to bring you guys our reactions from the game and let you go our thoughts. Let us know how we feel about the next World Cup. We won't know our opponent if we win until after Sunday anyway, so we'll bring you that too. And we'll keep you guys updated on what we plan to do. But until then, guys, tune in this weekend for some more football, man. It's going to get even more wild as things go on. So we'll see how it goes. All right. I'm Dom. That's Gonz. We will catch you guys after Ravens versus Texans. It's lit. See you then.
Let's go, Ravens.